All right. Happy Thursday, everybody. Good to see you. Good to see you. We've bumped the numbers up today. The numbers are coming in. Good deal. Good deal. Listen, tomorrow, let me go ahead and make this announcement. Tomorrow, you do not want to miss the guest that will be joining us. Let me just say, great energy coming your way on Friday to go into a week where this weekend is my most favorite thing really truly of the year when you think about where we're at. And Coach, let's take a little bit more time tomorrow, maybe an extra 5 to 10 minutes, just to acknowledge, maybe at the start we do it, if it's okay. I want to acknowledge everybody that served our country tomorrow, and just maybe have you come on and just say the branch that you served, and just so we can pay tribute to you, okay? And thank you for your service. And anyone else that you know that could pop on here that we could acknowledge for their service and have them share the branch that they were in. We would love that, because that's what this weekend's all about. So, all right, every day should be all about that. But this weekend, more people will devote their thinking towards that, which is a great thing. So today's message is educate. Educate. I actually sent this to Coach yesterday, and wow, educate. If you look it up, it's to give intellectual, moral, or social instruction to someone, typically at a school or a university, typically. But it's to educate. And I think about our world today. I think about social media today. I think about the things that I see personally going on in our world on news media. I'm not here to slam or slap anything. But whether it's news media, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Instagram, Twitter, I'm talking to myself today. I think of the word educate. And I want to say to the world, please, people, educate. Educate before you speak. And the word today for me with educate is, before you speak, before you post, think. Think for yourself. Think for yourself. Just because a news channel says it, just because a social media post puts it out there, think for yourself. Brent Palmer, think before you speak. And if you really look at the word think, I think it really, really, really ties right close to educate. If you think of the words think, the T, is it true? I'm stealing one of Coach's. The H, is it helpful? The I, is it inspiring? The N, is it necessary? And the K, is it kind? Is it kind? I'm going to say it again. Think before you speak, Brent Palmer. The T, is it true? The H, is it helpful? The I, is it inspiring? The N, is it necessary? And the K, is it kind? We have too many people in the world today, and I'm going to get on the soapbox, but is out there posting, is out there commenting, is out there saying and speaking before they're educated and before they think for themselves. And I see it more and more and more. And I catch myself doing it. I catch myself being an expert of something I know nothing about because I'm not educated, because I hadn't thought for myself before I spoke. And I'm going to leave you with this, but be prepared think before you speak. Say what you mean. Stand behind your statements and be responsible for them. Two great techniques for learning to think before you speak. It's to find your internal pause button and use the THINK acronym. People, if we would just think for a minute and educate ourselves, we might make that post, we might make that comment, or we might retract it. 3 things. Use the think filter before you say it. Number 1, determine if what you want to say is true. Number 2, say something if it's helpful or stay silent if it's not. Number 3, identify whether your comment might be inspiring to others. The reason I came up with the word educate today is I've, over the last couple of weeks, found myself speaking before I think. And I don't want to do that. I want to be educated, and I want to pause, and I want to reflect before I speak. So thank you for listening to this word today. I hope it added value. Coach, I'll turn it to you.
Okay, you got me?
Got you.
I'm on my phone today, so I couldn't get it done myself. So gosh, Coach, thank you so much for that message. I'm telling you, and it's the road you went down with the message was on point. Fantastic. So I thank you for that message. And it's we always need to think before we speak. And just a quick something to say about tomorrow. I think it's a great idea to recognize our military people, and then we'll have our guests come in afterwards. But let me get started on educate, and I'm going in 2 different ways. I'm going to take it from the sports perspective and then the daily walk perspective. So we're getting a whole different mix today, which I like when Brent and I can have 2 different perspectives on things. You know, in sports, most everybody, you've either been involved in sports, you've either coached, you're coaching, whether you're in the business world, whatever it is. You know, there's a critical thing in sports and athletics that is called eye-hand coordination. And if I'm going to have a really tremendous athlete, I've got to, as the leader, the teacher, the person in charge of this team or individual, is I've got to educate that individual in order to help increase that eye-hand coordination. I can't just throw that individual out there and say, okay, I need for you to do this so your eye-hand coordination. I've got to show them. I've got to walk with them. I've got to give them drills. I've got to give them exercises to help them increase their eye-hand coordination. Same thing, footwork. If I want to have a tremendous athlete, I don't care what sport it is, the footwork is the most critical thing in it. So I have to educate them on any aspect of the game that their feet are involved. You know, I personally, I was not quick-footed as an athlete, but my eye-hand coordination and my hands were extremely quick. So I was able to excel in the one sport of softball. I had to compensate. So I think as educators, when we're trying to educate or we're trying to teach, we have to keep that in mind. Some individuals have a strength. Some people have a weakness. All of us have weaknesses. All of us have strengths. We have to find out what those are. You know, and in the daily walk, here's kind of something, and it kind of bleeds into what Coach said. You know, the culture in today's society is just toxic. You know, and if you look at the social media and what's going on with that, it's horrible. And like you said, we have too many people not thinking before they speak. And it is so detrimental. So how in a culture, if we walk into something, how do we educate everybody in a terrible, toxic culture situation? Well, it's nothing that can be done overnight. Okay, we as individuals, excuse me, we have to lead by example. Culture takes time. You know, so if we want to educate our peers, students, teachers, our bosses, if we want to have a positive impact on that, we have to, number one, watch. The best advice somebody gave me as an administrator was, Myra, don't go in and try to change everything in 1 week. Watch and observe. The best information and advice I have ever had. So we have to watch. We have to see where those weaknesses are. And we also have to keep in mind, just because we think it does not mean it's the only way. But if we want to help change it, we have to go in and be persistent on giving positive ideas. We have to see what the issues are. Then we have to educate. How do we educate? We start pitching positive information. How do we do that? You may post a sign in a locker room. You may post a sign in homes. You may post signs in the gyms. You may send notes of encouragement. Don't get out there in your education, in your attempt to educate someone. Don't force your personal opinion on them. Observe and try to be an asset to them by how you educate. Give them something positive and build on it. So, you know, that's two different angles in sports and in our daily walk. But, you know, I think right now the culture and this word educate is to teach, to inform, to train, develop, prepare, build up, evolve, and discipline. People don't want to admit this, but I'm telling you, we all crave discipline. Just think about that. Thank you for the word today, Coach. It was fantastic. Look forward to seeing everybody. It's really weird sitting here on my iPhone today. I can only see me and Brent, or I can scroll through. But anyway, let's grow these numbers up. Get somebody on tomorrow, because I'm telling you, you're not going to want to miss who our special guest is. I'm super pumped about it.
Yes, thank you, Coach. And I'll tell you, when she texts me who it is going to be, I went, you got to get your people on the call tomorrow. And great job on the numbers today, Coach. I know you.
How many do we have? I can't see.
We were over 50 this morning.
Wow.
And I want to share something with you as we end. What Coach said, I know, just 1 minute. Coach talked about culture, and it takes time. It takes time to create a culture. It takes time to educate people. It takes time to love on people. I want you to think about this. What happens in a year from now if this call, good Lord willing, has got 2,000 people on it? Can we go back and remember when it had 20?
Yeah.
So many times people see the victories and people standing on stage, but they don't see like what it was like. Most people quit when the numbers are low.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what I tell you to add to what Coach said, and it really stuck with me, Coach. When you want to change something, when you want to educate people, when you want to change a culture, you stay the course. You stay the course. And when you're standing up there getting that plaque or that award, never forget what it was like to be at that group of 20 where most people quit doing it. So I just really stuck out to me this morning. I'm so grateful for you, so proud of you for jumping on every morning and just wanting to be the person that is a power source for other people. So let's go out on this Thursday. Let's find somebody, make them have a better day because we showed up. Coach Myra Miles, I'm so grateful for you every day. And follow her on social media. I promise you, you'll be inspired. Have a great Thursday.
Love y'all.
Love